Wake up, Winston. 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 There's a big, big world outside.
Today, 20 more people who were in contact with Ebola patients here are reported ill in Dallas. However, CDC officials say there is little concern that the disease will spread further. In other news, a puppy was abandoned last night on the steps of the downtown animal shelter. The puppy was very hungry and very nearly dehydrated. Who would do such a thing? An investigation is underway.
Winston, dude, let me guess. You want your usual. Coming right up. Dude, did you hear about the new Ebola cases in Dallas? Man, it's going to go all the way now. That's the plan. Kill off everybody. Well, almost everybody. All but the 500 million that Georgia Guidestone says to leave alive. You can tell there's a plan to spread it. Why else would they leave the borders open and keep letting in all the flights from Africa? Well, yeah, with the open borders, even if Ebola doesn't get in, ISIS will. My buddy has a place in the mountains. If Ebola comes any closer, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Really? Mountains?
Hey guys, who's going to the mountains? What's up?
News ladies say there's nothing to worry about. But Kaya's concerned about Ebola and something about some, Georgia Guidestones. Seems like the CDC would know whether Ebola's dangerous.
Well, it's not like the spokesman always tell the truth. Genocide has been practiced in the U.S. a few times. In fact, if you want to know, some American eugenicists helped to fund Hitler, and 50% of abortions in America performed on black women. That's a sort of genocide program.
Well, but not with disease.
Yeah, with disease, sometimes, well, like, for instance, smallpox blankets for Native Americans, HIV, AIDS, to get rid of gays and hemophiliacs, and the syphilis, Tuskegee experiments done on African Americans. There's some history there. Hey, don't worry, Winston. The whole thing might be a hoax. You know, wag the dog and all. Why spend money on a real crisis when a fake crisis will provide just as effective distraction?
Nothing comes nothing. I know that there's something, but I see you angry. Eyes like tangerine, like
Did you hear on the news about the death of the Ebola patient in Dallas?
Well, I did. I talked to my pastor just yesterday, and he asked me to join a committee to help look into sending bottled water to African villages quarantined for Ebola. Those poor people in those villages.
African villages quarantined? But, there's Ebola in Dallas. I don't think Dallas has been quarantined, has it?
No quarantine, no protocols to limit contagion observed. Borders wide open, and some countries block flights from West Africa, but not the U.S. They even intentionally brought sick people here. They've intentionally introduced it into our country. The illegal immigrants living in close quarters with poor hygiene are a powder keg for disease. DHS is going to use this as an excuse for martial law and mandatory vaccines for everybody. They don't care how many people are sacrificed on the altar of their plans to take over. Americans are getting sick and dying.
Stupid Koch brothers zombies.
The borders might not be completely open. I have heard from a retired Border Patrol guy that people at the border suspected of being sick or being taken into trucks and taken to an undisclosed location.
Well, I hate sickness. I just want to find a safe place like the people in that Poe story. What is it? I think it was Party During the Red Death or something like that. That's where I'd want to be.
You mean Mask of the Pirate. Do you think it might really have to do with genocide? Like the Tuskegee experiments or something?
Genocide, yeah. My people were given blankets intentionally contaminated with smallpox to try to wipe them out.
Oh, you mean Native Americans. I've heard about that. Pat, your people are you a, I would hate to be the one responsible for the deaths of lots of Americans, or any people.
The buck stops with the big boss, Obama. Ultimately, he is the executive. He's the one responsible for coordinating efforts between agencies. At least, I don't mean to criticize, but in his place, I would feel responsible for what happens to Americans.
Byron, do you believe governments really commit genocide?
Well, key bono, Winston.
Key?
That means who benefits. It's a central question in trying to understand events.
But who or how can anyone benefit from Ebola?
Western interests have long had their eyes on West Africa. Now the Chinese are involved there, and some people might want to protect what they think is their territory. And I heard what Alexis said about martial law.
Alexis?
Well, yes, she overstates, but with open borders, what do you suppose would happen if there was a lot of infection in Mexico or Central America? They might expect to find help or healing here.
Paging Winston. Winston, telephone call on line 5.
Joe, I just want to be in great shape. I want to be as healthy as possible. Are there any supplements that might help in avoiding disease?
So you're no doubt aware of the Ebola news.
I don't want to overreact. What do you think is a reasonable response?
Well, I don't think it's very smart to rely on any information being given to the public by the CDC. They really fumbled the protocol with the guy in Dallas. A homeless man rode in the ambulance that wasn't properly disinfected, and now he might have Ebola. Imagine what would happen if Ebola spread through the homeless population. It doesn't make much sense. The CDC made a big deal out of the Africa Ebola cases, but really dropped the ball in their own backyard in Dallas. Now, I don't want to freak you out, Winston, but we've got to watch out for ourselves on this one.
Yeah. How? Vaccines?
Well, I personally go the natural route. Iodine, colloidal silver, garlic, and other stuff for general health and to boost my immune system.
Thanks, Joe.
No problem, Winston. You ready for a workout?
Why won't you save me? You know it's getting frustrating. You know that time isn't still, and you have your free will, but from nothing comes nothing. I know there is something. Yes, I know there is something. Yes, I know there are some. Yes, I meant to get some. Yes, I wish they learned some. Yes, I know there is something. Yes, I know there is something. Yes, I know there is something. Yes, I know there is something.
There's a big, big world outside. Winston, Winston. big, big world outside.